Hello everybody, welcome to another beautiful round of Kusogrand3. Yeah, that's right, we have China Warrior coming up for TurboGrafx 16. I don't think I've ever played anything for the TG16, but you know, I'm always ready for a new experience. I'm always ready for excitement, for the thrill of life, and simply put, TurboGrafx is nothing short of a thrill. We luckily have 4 people willing to put themselves in this situation, in this game. Hopscotch 007, Author Blues, Goose 91, and Space Cow are going to be battling. It looks like we may have some good commentators as well. Tristan is going to be joining me probably, and we may have another guest, depending on how Tristan feels. I'll go ahead and poke him with something pokey.
Don't poke me.
I'll poke you if I want to. Hey Tristan, so I got a message from someone saying that they've played this game. Specifically, Mike Uyama said that he knows this game and would probably be willing to do a little bit of commentary if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, he's always welcome.
I figured you wouldn't say no. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Sweet. Well, he's grabbing a little bit of food. We'll go ahead and see if he shows up. But yeah, China Warrior. What's that?
How much do you know about this game?
I know literally nothing except for like 10 seconds that I watched of a video.
Okay, perfect. I guess I'll just ask, how do you feel about Gregorian monks?
Ooh, I love monks, okay? And specifically, Gregor is a solid name, so Gregorian, even better. That's what I know about my monks, okay? I don't know a whole lot about monks. Oh my gosh, okay. So yeah, I'm currently working on setting stuff up. It looks like our dear Author Blues is already streaming. I've got Goose, hopefully is online. Okay, not quite yet. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get working on this. So, I'm wondering, what inspired you to go with this game? Maybe that's something that, like, if there are spoilers involved in that answer, you can always wait a little bit. Oh, by the way, do you know Hopscotch's Twitch name now? I'm not sure I do.
Did they change it? Because
it was Hopscotch 007 before.
If it's not that, I don't know. We'll have to ask them.
I went there and it said, if you don't have a time machine, we're gonna kick you in the face. So, I guess we'll find out. Okay, Hopscotch. And unfortunately, I had face kicking. No, that's his Twitch name. Okay, never mind. It just lied to me. Thank you, Twitch.
Twitch gonna Twitch. As for why I chose this, I had wanted to see it in Kusogrand3 for a long time, but for reasons I won't really get into until we've started, it's really hard to tell who's winning or who won. And then I started finding technical solutions for scoring games that can't be scored, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do this now. Because it is So ugly. It is so ugly.
That's a term that I would associate with this game, yeah. It's not like China Warrior's mother looked at their baby and was like, yeah, my baby is going to grow up and be the cutest baby. No, the mother looked at this and was like, ugh, ugh.
We have made a mistake.
Plenty of a mistake. Oh, by the way, do you know who's doing game audio for us? I may have missed that.
I don't think anyone volunteered. Let me go force somebody to volunteer.
Perfect. That's what I like. I do not like the TurboGrafx aspect ratio. This is gross. Sorry for all you TurboGrafx fans out there, but, you know, they could have done something a little bit better with this, but nope, we get stuck with this beautiful stuff. This game is known in Japan as the Kung Fu. Ooh.
The word "the" is in all caps for that. It's the Kung Fu.
Oh, scary.
Space Cow can do audio.
It's the same resolution as the Super NES? Maybe. Okay, Space Cow is doing audio for us. Awesome. Thank you, Tristan. Oh no! So apparently our voice channel is now named China. Welcome to China, everybody. I'll be your guide throughout this entire country.
There is a game, and I can't do it in any match that Author Blues is in, but there is a game I want to do where for the entire race I get to sit here and talk about Chinese history instead of talking about the game, and I'm really excited for that.
Ooh, okay.
I can't tell you what it is, obviously, but it's coming pretty soon.
I can feel it. Oh, sorry, that's a Puyo Tetris quote.
No, I think that was Mike arriving.
Yes, it would be.
Oh my gosh, let me boost your audio, Mr. Mike.
Before you do that, it sounds like Mike doesn't have his microphone, like, nearby. Is that something he can adjust on his end?
Might be in the same neighborhood, but that's about it. I'm currently waiting for Goost and Hopscotch to go live. Goost is live, though. Okay, that's awesome.
Hold on, test.
Mike, I hear ya.
Okay, I guess I just didn't have my microphone gain up enough. Anyway, what is it with you, Tristan, in picking games that I have played?
What is it with you and picking games that end up in Kusogrand3?
Yeah, that's a...
Well,
that's an
you know,
appropriate...
the TurboGrafx 16 is a system I actually grew up with. Now, this is actually not a game that I had as a kid, but I was actually trying to discover some TurboGrafx 16 games. Some hidden gems and some hidden gems, so to speak.
And where would you classify this one, Mike?
And this is actually one thing that I did is that I searched PC Engine Kusoge in Japanese, and this was pretty much on every single Kusoge list that there was.
Nice.
That I found.
Pretty much, yeah. This has the honor of getting a 1.5 from IGN.
Wait, a 1.5? Oh my gosh.
1.5.
Okay, I'm scared.
1.5 with a byline of "This is the worst game to have ever been localized to the U.S. in history."
Okay, so this is a gem.
Exactly. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of underrated games on the TurboGrafx 16. Like, it has a pretty good library of shmups, and there's some good action games and platformers on it. But there's definitely some crap, especially some Western developed crap. Although this is not part of it. I think this is actually developed by Hudson, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait,
Or at least
Hudson
published by
did this?
Hudson.
Yeah, this actually started as a tech demo for the TurboGrafx 16. So it was a Hudson Neck sort of thing, and it plays like a tech demo.
Well,
Okay.
the funny thing is that, like, it's not really impressive as a tech demo unless we take a screenshot. Because the sprites are very big and detailed. And then once it moves, you're like, wow.
Yeah, this is something. Yeah, the sprites are so huge. They're so huge. Okay, we need to say goodbye to goodbye to Pokey, and we're gonna test audio on Space Cow's side in just a second. Oh, it looks like we actually do have audio. Perfect.
I mean, like Todd's Adventure in Slime World, the graphics do the job.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, does audio sound good to everybody in chat?
Yeah, I'm hoping my voice is coming through okay also, since I know there was a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it sounds like
when
it's
we
coming
first
through
started.
okay, Mike. Okay, apparently the audio exists, so that's a good sign. I think I'm ready. I'm just gonna chill for a minute or two since we said we were starting at 7 o'clock and we still have about 3 minutes till then. I'll go ahead and
We're already getting commentary from our racers. Space Cow notes, this guy has entirely too many abs.
Oh boy. It's a good number of abs.
12-pack abs.
Okay, so is the number at the top of the screen what you put there?
Yeah, so the number at the top left of the screen that's bouncing around during the demo is a rough indication of how far through the game each racer has gotten. And the basic gist is whoever has the bigger number is winning.
You can actually tell without that number, but that number is very helpful because the backgrounds look so samey.
That's exactly the problem, yeah.
And even though you can tell by the spawns, which are people still listening to this stream? Because I don't want to reveal too much, but you know.
Let me go ahead. If
are.
you are racing, go ahead and pause/mute the stream right now, because we're getting ready to go. Hopefully in just the next minute or two.
And yeah, your character's a blatant like clone of Bruce Lee, and I'm pretty sure the only reason why NEC and Hudson Soft weren't sued for this is because the TurboGrafx 16 had so little impact, which is actually very funny because back in the late 80s, early 90s, retailers were Sega actually had to convince retailers to stock the Genesis because the Master System, you know, did so poorly in the States. And NEC was coming out with their new console, and you know, NEC was a big electronics company, so they were like, "Oh, well, this console is definitely going to be a big deal." It's kind of funny looking back on it now.
Oh, very. That's just amazing. Yeah, it's so strange. I don't think I even heard of the TurboGrafx until, when was it? I don't know, a few years ago, and it's just because of videos I watched on the internet. I never played any TurboGrafx game as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, NEC, they, not so much TV commercials, but they definitely, like, promoted the TurboGrafx 16 in magazines. But for a variety of reasons, like for example, they didn't really catch on to the American market like Sega did with their sports games. Yeah. Which was, you know, which was a big reason why, which was one of the big reasons why Sega made it in their pack-in. Keith Courage and Alpha Zone was nowhere near the level of Sonic once they decided to put in Sonic as a pack-in. Was one of the reasons why it never really made as much of an impact as the Super Nintendo and Genesis. There is a kind of amusing comic in 1992 called The Adventures of Johnny Turbo, which has him battling against the Faka Goons and extolling the virtues of TurboGrafx 16. There's also some pretty funny imagery in that comic. if the site is still up, I'm not sure if it still is, you can look up Sardius Johnny Turbo, and you can read all about Johnny Turbo in the comic. And the funny thing is that Johnny Turbo is actually a real employee in the company. Obviously, his name wasn't Johnny Turbo, but his name was John something or other.
Jonathan wasn't
Turbo.
Actually Johnny Turbo? What a phony.
Jonathan Turbo. My name is Jonathan Turbo. Tristan, could you possibly poke Author Blues in his chat and ask him to check in on the Discord? Because I'm not sure if he saw any of the messages that I sent. And we also know he's spacing out.
Sorry. Lena Lieta did link to the article that I was speaking of. It's definitely worth the read because there's some very hilarious imagery in the comic.
All right, he's ready.
Okay. I am doing the countdown now. This is... What is this game again? China Warrior?
Yeah, China Warrior or the Kung Fu.
The Kung Fu. The China Warrior.
Kung Fu is the Japanese name for this game. I haven't tried the Japanese version, but I imagine it's not much different. In fact, there's almost no text in this game, so I'm sure it's just like a direct 1-1 port for the most part.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like everybody is hopping to action. Author Blue's a little bit behind getting started, but that's okay, not a huge deal. There we go.
Yeah, so the gimmick behind the Lua script spewing out the number in the top left, like I said, in general, just whoever gets the highest number at any point during the match wins. If you're a little bit of a nerd, it's reading a pointer in RAM that's reading the list of enemies to spawn, blah, blah, blah. Basically, that number is the number of enemies that you have either killed or bypassed.
Ah.
So how far into the game you've gotten.
Okay.
Yeah, like I say, technically you don't need the counter because the enemy spawns are the same every single time. But the thing is that, as you can see, the background looks so samey, it's really hard to tell.
And they're all
Author Blues
Gregorian
has actually learned the technique to pretty much the entire game, so he actually stands in maybe sort of okayest chance of beating it. Tristan probably knows what I'm talking about with the last boss, because the jump kick is super powerful in this game. Except it doesn't hit that what looks like a pack of cigarettes up there, and you have to do a vertical jump kick to hit that, and that gives you health for the boss, which you actually need because aside from one of the bosses in this game, the bosses in this game are incredibly random and have really bad, inconsistent hitboxes.
I've actually managed to manipulate all of them except one.
This guy is just...
They're sort of manipulatable. Like, I found strategies for them, but I always end up getting hit again, except for the female boss in the second stage.
Goose took a death
this is Sergeant Slaughter here.
Let's see. I love his kick, though. The boss's kick. He's just like, let me show you the bottom of my foot real quick. Bam!
There's something about...
So right now, Hopscotch is in the lead. And the racers are doing better than I did the first time I played this game because I died against the first boss.
I can believe that.
And
the thing about
bosses
is,
it's because it's actually... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Was there something you wanted to say?
Well, I was just gonna say that there's the thing about bosses is the controls change a little bit, such that all of a sudden your attacks don't go out half the time because your character tries to block, and blocking doesn't actually work most of the time.
Yeah, it's like... And I thought it was like a buttons thing because you have a punch button and a kick button and up is jump. But it's not even that. It just seems really inconsistent whether blocking works or not.
If you just guard an attack, you will block it, but if the enemy is close enough to you, the attack will go through your block anyway and hit you.
Okay, what button do you push to block?
Anything.
Anything?
What?
Like either attack button. Yeah, that's how you block. It's so stupid. So as I was saying before, this is a game I could see being either really short or everyone just getting walled at a certain point because there's a lot of BS bosses in this game. But the last boss is especially BS, and I'm not going to explain why until we get to the last boss because it's quite the surprise.
Okay, sounds good.
But the thing is, this game only has 4 stages, and then there's 3 levels in each stage.
The game does, however, loop 3 times, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to see a full completion here because those loops do get harder.
However, even though there are no continues in this game, once you beat a loop, you stay on that loop.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But I could easily see no one beating the loop either, just because of the final boss.
Really?
Absolutely. I had trouble getting through stage 4. I did it eventually, but
so there is a no miss clear of this game on YouTube, a Japanese video. And I watched what he did on the final boss. And he barely squeaked by with 1 health. Like, it didn't even look consistent what he was doing, and he just got really lucky.
Also, I just want to point out that you got this Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee style kung fu hero with a 12-pack who can, punch and send 3 guys flying off the screen, and he takes significant damage from twigs flying through the air. Who's even throwing them?
I take damage from twigs. Like, I feel for this dude. Don't throw sticks at me, it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's getting some light bruises. So, the second military guy is different from the first AI-wise. Like, if you try the same technique of kind of kicking from a distance and then he runs into your kick, that actually doesn't work as well.
So every military guy can actually be manipulated the same way, and I found this out completely on accident. If you stand far enough away from him, and this works for every boss I've found except for the female fighter that you'll see later. If you stand far enough away from him that he has to approach you, he'll walk up to you and punch, but he'll punch a step too far away, and it'll just hit air, and then he'll step in, and you can just punch after he punches, and he'll walk right into your fist.
Yeah. The only problem with that strategy I can see is that you can corner yourself to the left, so you have to be careful with how far you go back. And there's actually something about the female boss, because there is a very easy loop on the female boss that I'll mention once we get there. So
The characters are just so big in this.
Yep. Sergeant Slaughter is having a field day on all the racers, too.
So, as I said before, Author Blues, and some others too, but definitely Author Blues, are abusing the crap out of the jump kick. Which, honestly, when you're first playing this game and don't have anything memorized, is the smartest thing to do, because the horizontal jump kick has a ridiculous hitbox. It hits almost everything that's in front of you. The only things that it won't hit are things that are above your foot, and there aren't too many of those until later in the game.
Ah. I love these monks. They're so good.
I know. So there's the gray monks, which just walk at you and die in 1 hit. There's the green monks, which also walk at you, die in 1 hit, but they crouch beforehand. Then there's orange monks, which take 3 hits, but if you just jump kick them, they take the hit so quickly it doesn't even matter.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Space Cow's going for the jump kicks, but Sergeant Slaughter isn't having it and just punching them out of the air.
I actually found jump kicks effective against the second Sergeant Slaughter, or Homeless Army Veteran.
Okay, Sergeant Slaughter.
But you kind of have to back up and then do the horizontal jump kick. And the reason why I'm calling it the horizontal jump kick is that there's a vertical one where he just kind of jumps straight up in the air and then kicks up a little higher with like almost a crane kick. That kick is good for A, hitting the power-ups, which Author Blue still hasn't learned, and B, just hitting stuff that the other kick won't hit. For example, those twigs that are thrown at you, you have to use the vertical jump kick most of the time to hit
gotcha.
those.
No, this is not Karateka. Trust me.
Well, it kind of is.
I mean, vaguely.
Yeah, and it looks like Hopscotch has our first game over. So this game has no continuity.
Author Blues beat us to the first game over, I believe.
Yeah, he
But the game is actually pretty generous with... Oh, sorry. But the game is actually pretty generous with extends. You get an extend every 20,000... You get... extend it 20,000, 50,000, and 100,000 points.
And then is it every 100,000 after that? Something like that?
Yes, it's every 100,000 after that.
I think so, yeah. It's definitely pretty frequent. When I actually got good, I had like 8 lives going into stage 4 and then lost them all. But
how do you tell how many lives you have?
you die.
Oh, okay. You have to lose life in order to learn about life.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
learning here. Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter 2.0 is causing the racers a pretty good amount of trouble, and this is what I expected. I was a little hesitant about bringing in an auto-scroller game, but I figured we'd get so many attempts in that we would have a pretty fair indication of how far people could get.
And not only that, but like some people might not find out the power of jump kick, while Author Blues obviously has. And you know that, so there's also the pace at which you go through the stage, despite being an auto scroller.
You know, you say it's an auto-scroller, but it looks like you can stop the scrolling sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, so the way it works is that if you punch or kick on the ground, or even do a vertical jump, the screen will stop. But if you do a horizontal jump kick, or just jump forward, then the screen won't stop. And that's one of the reasons why the jump kick is so good. It covers so much space, and you're still going forward while it happens.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like... for the boss, are you able to use the jump kick as well, or is that just not useful?
Yeah, it's apparently an OP strat. I don't know how much I agree on that one, because I found that
It's
very careful.
Yeah, it
timing
really
of
depends on the
punches was
boss.
better.
There's only like 2 or 3 bosses I would recommend the jump kick strat on, and you basically, and the problem with the jump kick is that you have to back up every time you do it, because if you're too close to the boss, you'll just end up doing the vertical jump kick, which will just completely whiff over their head.
Space Scout taking
A
another
lot of
death.
the bosses have anti-airs against the jump kick, but Sergeant Slaughter 2.0 doesn't seem very good at defending against the jump kick, which is what I
Hopscotch
found.
just got a special attack.
Ooh, I saw that. The screen shook. How do you get a
Yeah,
special
like his
attack?
fist got really big and the screen shook, and Sergeant Slaughter went flying back like a third of the screen. So that is forward and punch, and is pretty much completely random when it shows up.
Oh, no, Tristan. So, Zallard1, who has actually tried running this game a bit, you know, the Punch-Out guy, there was this old thing in SDA called the Bad Game Exchange, where people exchange bad games.
Yeah,
and,
I did that.
He and DK20 decided to exchange bad TurboGrafx 16 games, and the game that he received was China Warrior. And he figured out how the punch actually works, and it's incredibly stupid. You take 2 hits, and then you do forward and punch. But as you're taking the 2 hits, you have to attempt not to attack. So you have to take damage, and then do the punch.
Oh, good.
And then there's like a rapid fist where you have to take 3 hits without attempting to hit a boss, and then you'll throw out the rapid fist.
Sergeant Slaughter just totally butts Author Blues and Goosed at the same time.
To be fair, a lot of this looks like a Tiger Electronics game, okay?
It controls like a Tiger Electronics game, so it's something that may not be apparent from just watching it. Everything is very gradiated, grid-based. Like, you'll start to step forward, and you'll go forward a full step. You'll attack, and your attack will, like, snap into a frame roll when it starts. And it could be, like, 20 frames after you hit the button. It's ridiculous. Everything is on these very big borders, I guess.
This is hideous.
Well
I'm really
said.
enjoying this, though.
Oh yeah, there's no denying that.
Oh no, you know me, Mike. I like my bad games, and this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sad if all 4 racers are stuck on Sergeant Slaughter 2.0 for the entire hour, and it's entirely possible, unfortunately.
It's possible. I figured out a strat after like my 2nd or 3rd time dying to him, but this is definitely where I game over in my first attempt, and it's no shocker that other people are game over in.
Author Blues has this like do-si-do strategy where he goes in, punches, and then runs away, and it works until he gets cornered against the edge of the screen.
Just a couple hits left, Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but just a couple hits left for him.
Nope, he's done.
Yeah. Sergeant.
Aw, too bad.
Whatever your name is, Mr. Sergeant Man. What a jerk.
He is a jerk, and the funny thing is this is not the worst incarnation of him.
Sorry, I'm looking at Goose screen.
He's doing some good kicks.
He's getting him some good Karate Kid practice with the crane kicks.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not doing a very good job of hitting Sergeant
Space
Slaughter.
Cow actually has a pretty good strat here.
This
Yeah,
looks promising.
so at this point, I would say that Author Blues is ahead, but it looks like either Space Cow or Hopscotch could get ahead.
I think so.
Since they seem to have figured out pretty decent strategies. So the
And
problem
then
with
Sergeant
this
Slaughter
picking
went
strategy
stupid.
is that I found it very inconsistent.
No,
Hopscotch
Space
is
Cow.
through!
Hopscotch got him though, yes.
And Space Cow is dead! Oh my gosh. What a jerk, Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter showed Space Cow where the beef is.
So now is probably the time to go over what moves you have. You have a
Okay.
standing kick. You don't have a crouching kick, but you have those two jump kicks, the vertical one, like the crane kick one, and then the godly horizontal jump kick. You have a punch, and you have a crouching punch, which is, as far as I can tell, not very useful at all. And then you have those specials that we told you about that you activate by taking hits intentionally without trying to attack yourself.
The crouching punch will be useful later if they get there, because you start running into areas of the stage where spears are being thrown at you, and some of them come in at a height that looks like you can punch them or kick them, but it goes between your punch and your kick, and only a crouching punch will hit them.
Yeah, or a well-placed jump kick will go over them. So Hopscotch is having a bit of trouble with the orange.
Author Blue is
guys.
missing the power-up again. Hopscotch is having a hard time with what exactly? Sorry, Mike.
The orange guys who take 3 hits.
Oh,
And
yes.
the funny thing is, if he discovered the jump kick, he would take care of them just like every other enemy, which is just jump kick because they have very little iframes, so you can just repeatedly hit them.
So Space Cow has gold health for this attempt against Sergeant Slaughter, and we may see a
Nice.
victory here.
Yeah, so for those people who are curious, you can actually collect as much health as you want, as far as I can tell. And if you have more than, maximum health, you have these gold health bars.
What if you fill up gold health?
Then you get another series of health bars.
Wait,
Just
really?
Also gold.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so you can get tons of health.
Yeah, you have no health cap as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Space Cow has moved on to
The trick to
1-3.
beating this game, actually, is just to stack up a ton of health, and then hope you BS your way through some of the final bosses.
That sounds like a valid strat.
Alright, so Sergeant Slaughter 3.0
Wow.
Yeah,
is basically exactly the same as
creative.
2.0, except he can decide to headbutt you for like 2 bars of health, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Hopscotch is using the same old strategy here.
Get him in the
if it
corner
works,
and kick
don't
his
fix
butt.
it. So yeah, one thing that you might notice is that none of the strats are 100% consistent, and that's because the AI is not very consistent in this game, except in a couple of cases.
I am shocked at how fast Hopscotch took out Sergeant Slaughter 3, and they go on to stage 2 after the
Nice.
bonus.
The bonus is breaking a vase. Just
Yes.
push it
Yes.
over. That's all you have to do.
So here's the thing about the bonus that Hopscotch will not learn is that you really want to get a max hit on it, because that fills up your life bar.
Yep.
And if you have a gold life bar, that'll fill up your gold life bar.
Okay,
Space Cow is
that-
taken on 3.0.
nice. Come on, 3.
Headbutt.
Oh, 3.0, dealing a lot of damage here. No!
Headbutt to death. No.
No!
Sergeant Slaughter.
Cosmotic, that's probably a good strategy for this game. Just close your eyes and flail on the buttons.
So here's the boss of 2-1. I call her Chun-Li, even though she looks nothing like Chun-Li. She kicks like Chun-Li. And Hopscotch has found the strat. Get her in the corner and spam kicks, and every time she tries to hit you, she'll take damage.
Oh, actually, there's an even more effective strategy. It's get in the corner and spam punch. She can't get out of it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like you can actually just combo her with punches in the corner.
Oh, she's
And
so
that's
bad,
what makes Chun-Li the easiest boss in the game. And don't worry, she makes another appearance just like every other boss in this game.
I believe we've seen every boss except 2 at this point. Well, we've seen 2, there are 4, I should say that.
No, yeah, technically. And you're going to see the technically part if Hopscotch makes it to the end of 2-2.
Aha.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So this game doesn't stop at oh yeah, kill by a fan, by the way.
Multiple fans just
so
charge
the
in.
Really stink to deal with, unless if you're just on the right, jump kicking them. Like, it's really ridiculous how much stuff just being on the right and jump kicking deals with.
So this
and
game
I think
doesn't
you have
stop at doing
punch them?
sprite recolors of bosses. As we'll see when Hopscotch gets to the end of the stage, they do sprite recolors of other things.
Sprite recolors of other things? Oh, probably the stages.
No,
The
I
fireballs?
think that's the 2-2 boss I'm thinking about.
Ooh, Space Cow did a pretty good job breaking that vase.
Yeah,
Not
it
as
is the
much-
2-2.
Yeah, so here's your sprite recolor of the player character.
What?
Yep, that's how creative this game is. Oh, and this is actually one of the harder bosses in the game. Like, I don't have a consistent strat other than tank some hits and hit him too.
Looks like Hopscotch is doing pretty good.
Hopscotch is doing amazing, actually. I'm shocked.
Yeah. I think I don't know if he's just found a good spacing or if he's getting really lucky. Because in this game, it could be either one.
That's just amazing that they're
Although,
like...
to be fair, Space Cow is not far behind.
Yeah, it's true. Space Cow is doing a pretty good job. I think Space Cow getting to the boss here.
So the
Space
funny
Cow's
thing
gonna
is,
take a death here, probably, unfortunately.
So the funny thing about this game is that once you get past the 1-2, I would argue, it's actually really easy to make progress because you've kind of figured out how dumb the game is. But before then, you're just kind of walled at 1-2. And yeah, he died against Chun-Li. So Chun-Li is as Tristan kind of pointed out, is the boss that's really hard until you realize you can get her in the corner and just punch her or kick her to death.
Hopscotch going up against Chun-Li V2.
This is over. Chun-Li is done.
Yeah.
Yup. Oh, it seems kicks are almost as effective as punching, because that's pretty much what happens if you punch her too.
Okay, Space Cow on to Chun-Li V1 here. Ooh, a very nice kick.
Is he going to beat the game? No. The fastest long play of the game I've seen is 45 minutes, and that's perfect play, pretty much.
Oh, you mean 3 loops?
Yeah. We may see the completion of 1 loop, maybe.
So, I have a question. Does the ending change after 3 loops?
No, just the game gets harder. No, I'm sorry. At the end of the 3rd loop, you get, instead of congratulations, you get like, oh no, or something.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
good to
as I
know.
said
That's
before,
really important.
Once you beat a loop, the game actually saves your progress for beating the loop, and you continue back at the beginning of the 2nd loop. But there's a very good chance that won't happen, and you'll see why if someone reaches the final boss.
Ooh, spooky boss. Jeez,
And
Hopscotch.
so this is the last original boss sprite you're going to see in the game before the final boss.
Totally not Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Space Cow taking the Chun-Li down. Very nice. I love that they just do a palette change for the boss on 2-2. It's beautiful.
Well, the first 3 bosses are all the same boss with a palette swap. It's not very extensive.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, though, with this... usually you have shadow fights, like, either as the final boss or the second-to-last boss. But no, they're just like, we need to get to it sooner rather than later, because people probably won't play that far.
We need to jump that shark, and we need to jump it fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're already jumping over snakes and fans and arrows.
Shields that break.
Yep. So, Hopscotch might have figured out a fairly effective strategy against this boss. Kicking doesn't seem very effective against this boss for whatever reason. And he tried kicks.
Author
Oops.
Blues is through 1-2. That is good. That's the wall.
Woo! So here's the thing. Author Blues is behind, but since he knows jump kick, and he's managed to beat the 1-2 boss, and the game is fairly generous with extends, there's a good chance he can catch up, especially since we're less than halfway through the match. As I said before, the no miss clear of the first loop, it took about 18 minutes. Now that's knowing the game, obviously, but still.
So Hopscotch took a game over and has to start over from the beginning.
Ooh,
there is
Author
a
Blues
continue
too.
code. I didn't give it to the runners for this one because I felt, continuing would be too easy.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
fair.
there was a continue code for this game. Yeah, continuing would make this game too easy. And also, this is Kusogrand3, not Nice Grande.
I was nice to everyone in round 1. I'm being a bit of a jerk in this round between Bubble Trouble and this.
Yeah, I noticed. Bubble Trouble, oh my gosh. Tristan,
Yeah, like I said before, Bubble Trouble was something you could have easily saved for the bracket or even some finals.
Yeah, I hated that game. But I loved it, It was more hate than love, though. Oh, man. So is it cereal that you collect that's floating in the air? Like, that's what it looks like you're kicking.
It looks like cigarettes. What it actually is boxed loose leaf oolong tea.
Ooh, okay. That's kind of
Oh.
cool.
That's what the manual says.
I honestly, I thought it was cigarettes.
I did too. I actually had to go find the manual and figure out what it was.
I thought it was like some of those Michael Jordan Wheaties,
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Do you have a link to the manual, by the way, Tristan? I want to take a look at some of the lore.
Yeah, let me find it.
Yeah, I might be able to find it. Just hold on one second.
Everybody's like, gotta find the manual. Where's the manual?
Yeah, I put it in the GM chat.
Oh, sweet. Okay, let me go take a look.
Oh wait, ban me. I put the manual in the chat. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll
Oh,
forgive
that's
you.
fine.
I mean, the manual honestly doesn't tell you that much, but you should still ban me just because I put the manual in the chat.
No, did Mike's or you shared it with them, didn't you, Tristan? Or did you? No.
Yep, rip me.
Okay.
Space Cow is on to the stage that Hopscotch got to and immediately dies.
Oh no! Wow.
And that's the game
end.
over.
Yeah, so since we're almost halfway through the match, Hopscotch is in first because he got to the end of 3-1. Space Cow's in second because he got to 3-1. Author Blues is in third because he managed to beat 1-2. And Goose is unfortunately in fourth right now. But at the same time, we're less than halfway through the match. And this is not a long game, so there is definitely a chance for positions to switch.
Okay.
And thank you for the band Brossentia. I am obviously a true Brossentia fan because I have been timed out.
Oh man, good job, Mike.
I think this is my third or fourth timeout at this point.
Welcome to my chat. Okay, so here's the lore. Welcome, China warrior, master of Kung Fu. Your greatest battle is about to begin. The Kung Fu province of China has been captured by an evil horde. Led by Boss Kara, they've ransacked the ancient city. Summoned by the people, it's up to you, the China warrior, to restore peace. You must face the evil horde, each fighter with his own martial arts specialty, which is just jumping and kicking. Battle the awesome bosses, and finally, Boss Kara himself. Summon all your strength, all your skill, increase your powers with the sacred oolong tea, and discovered other hidden powers within yourself. This
That
is
is so a late 80s, early 90s manual.
It totally is.
This
also,
is
I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, author is gonna kill me.
I love object of the game. Defeat the evil horde. Return peace to the Kung Fu province. Score as many points as you can along the way.
To be fair, that's actually pretty accurate because you do get extends with more points, so...
Yeah, it actually lists out how many points are needed for the extents,
Yeah,
and you were right on there.
So
and to be
Hopscotch
fair-
on his second loop through just went through Sergeant Slaughter 2.0, no problem.
Nice.
Nice. So, even though I did reveal the manual by accident, the manual doesn't have a whole lot of useful information that they couldn't find out within the first 15 minutes of the game anyway. The only thing that's kind of weird is that despite there being a bunch of palette swaps, all the bosses have unique names. And you'll actually see that in the credits if they manage to beat the game. Like, it's all, like, each boss has a unique name, although it's in Chinese characters, so it's very hard to read.
Yeah, the credits are still in Chinese despite being localized in the US.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even Japanese would have some trouble reading those names just because they're Chinese names, not Japanese names.
Yeah,
So, like,
I thought
some
that
of the kanji wouldn't even be in Japanese.
I thought that Sergeant Slaughter was actually his name since he kept using it, but no, it's not. Ooh.
It's just, I don't know what else to call them.
So 1-2 is Guo Liang Yuan, a master of amazing powers. His speed is awesome. Such an awesome speed. Ooh, Wu Yuanlong, who is the Shadow Fight. Skilled at foot tricks, he comes at you kicking all the time. Just all the time, that's all he does.
He's always kicking, always be kicking. Oh, is this
Ooh.
JJ and Jeff again?
Keen Shaluo. His specialty is the destructive triple thrust. I love it. Shaolin Man, rapid movements. Be careful of his thrusting tricks.
Oh no.
Oh my god! I thought this was supposed to be a PG stream, Brossentia.
I'm sorry. That's just what it says. Don't kill the person who's delivering the news or what. However, don't kill the messenger. There we go. Shut up, Mike. Stop laughing.
Don't call yourself a Brossentia fan if you haven't been timed out for thrusting.
All those thrusting tricks. Yeah.
You're not a true Brossentia fan if you haven't skirted the PG line at least once.
That's basically. Yeah, we tend to stay PG-13. That's okay. Well, the kids won't know. Okay.
That's true.
Unfortunately, Author Blues and Goose need to get some thrusting going on to get past Sergeant Slaughter here. They're giving him so much trouble.
When learning a new round, be sure to punch everything that comes your way. You never know when a very valuable hidden power-up will appear. What are the power-ups?
Hopscotch just got thrusted by his clone.
So,
Well-
this is actually something we haven't really gone over because it's not really that prevalent until, because I don't think they exist until after stage 1, but you can get life from knocking out certain projectiles, and it's completely random which ones. And by completely random, I mean it doesn't make sense which ones they are. Like, they're actually, like, fixed, enemies.
Yeah, but it's something like a fly in the middle of a formation.
Ones will give you the power up, and it's usually kind of hard to get unless if you're constantly jump kicking. It doesn't give you as much health as getting the oolong tea, but
Oh yeah.
or power.
I want to know where these monks got these neon orange robes because I want one.
Just had to share that with you, Tristan. Anyways, let's see. It's the sacred oolong tea, Mike. It's not just any oolong tea, okay? Look at all these monks! They made all the tea!
Obviously, if there's thrusting power, then it has to be sacred.